Yes, mate, so how's it going? My name's Lee, and welcome back to the FPL YouTube channel, where we try to dominate FPL one game week at a time. So apologies for the lack of videos. I've not been feeling very well recently, but I'm back now. So in this video, we'll run for my team selection for game week 6, and then take a look at my main transfer idea. And I think I might have to sell Salah to make it happen. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Anyway, let's rock and roll.
Be strong.
Right, mates, first up we've got the goalkeeper and the defence, and it's looking pretty good for me. Like, they've all got green fixtures. I've got triple Spurs defence of Vicario, Van der Ven and Pedro Porro. All Wolves at home. This is one of my better decisions at the start of the season, start with triple Spurs defence. They've looked decent, they've looked good. Conceded 2 goals against Brighton, but Brighton are a good team. I'm more hopeful in this game, where Wolves just look a bit toothless right now. Got beat 3-1 off Leeds. Bit all over the place, not playing well, low morale. This could be a game where Spurs could easy keep a clean sheet. And Van der Ven is popping up with the odd goal here and there, which is just quite nice for me. So really happy I started with this, really happy with them. Neco Williams got a goal on the weekend too, got a, was it 10 or 12 pointer? Like, yeah, just really happy with owning him right now. And the fact that Aina's out kind of means that he's going to get secure minutes. When they initially brought Zinchenko in and Neco Williams was playing left back, I was a bit unsure that maybe that he might get rested in certain games, so Zinchenko could play some minutes, but the fact that Aina's now out kind of secures Neco Williams' minutes. So as of right now, I'm going to keep him. It might be time to sell him in a couple of weeks' time, but as of right now, I'm happy owning Neco Williams. Then the likes of players on the bench, I could play Munoz, like he's always an attacking threat, like he's always dangerous. Liverpool have been susceptible to conceding goals here and there, and whether Munoz could take advantage of that, like, kind of remains to be seen, but I don't think I can drop any of these, so I'd have to play 4 at the back, and I don't quite like the idea of that. Dorgu did get an assist on the weekend against Chelsea. Unfortunate not to keep a clean sheet too. He's a decent option moving forward. I think we play Sunderland either next week or the week after, so he's still an option for me. And then I've still got Mark Gurry on the bench, who I think is either going to drop down to 4.3 or has already dropped down to 4.3 by the time you're watching this video. So overall, pretty happy with my goalkeeper and defence. I've got 3 free transfers and 1.4 million in the bank. I've got all my chips remaining. I'm thinking wildcard maybe 8 or 9. I think I can maybe use my free transfers between now and a few game weeks time to kind of manoeuvre things. But let's look at the midfield and see how it's looking. So as of right now, my midfield's looking decent. I am thinking of making some changes, and later on in the video, I will look at my main transfer idea. So currently, I have still got Salah, but he's one of the main players on the chopping block. I've just not been that impressed with him, and he looked better in the Champions League. He's just so peripheral, like he's just so wide, and Arne Slot did say that he wants more of what he saw against Atletico. I'm just not seeing it right now. He got an assist. It feels like he's more of like a penalty kind of merchant more than anything. I'm not in love with what I'm seeing right now. So if I was to keep him, he would still be captain, just because he's just so reliable and he's got that kind of that history of performing well in FPL against anybody really. I do think this is a tough matchup for Salah up against Mitchell. I think Mitchell's one of the better defensive left backs in the league, and I think there's a chance that he could lock Salah down in this game. I've still got Reinders. I still think this is a good game for them. If anything, I want to buy more City for this upcoming run for Man City, where they start at Burnley at home. I think it's a great fixture for them. This is a game where I think he could do well. I did bring Morgan Gibbs-White in for Cole Palmer a few weeks back. It hasn't really worked out. I probably should have gone to Menu, but his fixture didn't look great, and Gibbs-White just hasn't really done it for me right now. This is probably like last chance saloon for him before maybe think about selling him either next week or the week after. So Sunderland at home, good fixture. I think he could do well in this game. I just don't see the point in kind of messing around too much with this, where I've got bigger needs in my team to move things around. So as of right now, I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to play him. He's still a good player. He just looks like he's not too involved right now. I'm just hoping Ange can maybe make them attack a little bit better, and that would then influence how Gibbs-White is going to play and his eventual output. Bruno Fernandes, mate, is just keeps doing Bruno things, you know what I mean? Like, didn't think he was particularly good against Chelsea, to be honest. I don't like him as a number 6 or 8 or whatever he's doing. The goal was nice. The nice late run. For me, it was probably offside. I don't know how they took that long with this semi-automated system that they've got going on, like with offside, but it took him like 5 minutes to make this decision, and even then it was so close that on another day that could have been offside. And Outside of that, a couple of nice kind of passes and moments from Bruno, but nothing kind of special. I thought his set pieces were awful. I thought they were terrible. None of them really threatened to do anything from a set piece point of view. I would have given them all to Bumo, to be honest, but kind of is what it is. I think it's still a good game for us. Hopefully we can build on the Chelsea win and really kick on from there. I'm just hoping he plays Kobe Mainoo in the midfield too, pushes Bruno a bit further forward, but I just don't think he will, to be honest. Like, disappointing to see Sesko get taken off. I thought we were quite slow and more reactive rather than proactive with our decision making. With that amount of added time, like it wasn't like a second yellow card on Casemiro for me. But you do anything in any kind of game, and the referee's always gonna make a decision on something. So I think he was dying to book one of our players and send someone off just to even it up. Don't know why. I thought the ref was just terrible all around. And we just really struggled from that point on. I thought we were terrible second half. And Morgan Rogers, again, it's hard to sell him when his fixtures are so good, where he's got Fulham this week, he's got one of the promoted teams coming up soon as well. I think it's Sunderland next week and Burnley's coming up soon as well. So I just can't see me selling him right now. So because of that, he's going to stay for now. He's probably going to stay until a wild card again, like around game week 8 or 9. But let's look at the forwards and see how they're looking. Last but not least, we've got Jean-Philippe Mateta. And he finally got a goal, mate. Like, fair play. Like, nice goal. I like him. He's a beast. He's got Liverpool this week. I think he's got Everton next week. I'll have to check the fixtures. But it might be time for me to sell Mateta now and kind of move some things around. Watkins is kind of on very, very thin ice. And I don't know if I can be bothered with him anymore. Fulham this week. Let's just see how it goes. Like, Aston Villa playing the game today on the Sunday, so we'll see what happens with Watkins in that game, and then he plays Fulham in game week 6. I might just see how it goes for the next couple of weeks and just kind of wait until a wild card, and then maybe look at some like a Gyökeres when I do eventually wild card. But not happy with my forward line, but it is what it is. Let's look at my main transfer ideas, and you can kind of see what I'm thinking moving forward. Well, this is the fixture ticker from Fantasy Football Scout. I just really like it, just because the colours really highlight what are actually tough and easy games. Now, my main transfer idea is to sell Mateta, bring in Haaland, sell Salah, bring in Semenyo. I feel like I'm jumping on the bandwagon a bit with Semenyo. I don't feel like his output is sustainable, but there's not too many options around there. This would still leave me with about 1.6 in the bank, even with after making these transfers. So like I could still get someone up to the value of 9.2. I could then make a third transfer. Maybe someone like Munoz down to like a Senesa, which would then free up another like million or so. So it would give me like 10.2, 10.3. So like if Saka was fit, I could go Haaland, Saka and Senesa. So that's something else that I could consider. I would consider maybe like a Watkins to a Haaland and keep Mateta, because Crystal Palace do have Liverpool this week, followed by Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal and Brentford. I feel like Crystal Palace are a weird team where they can sometimes be a bit more effective against the bigger teams, or the teams that you think are going to dominate the ball, where they can hit them hard on the break and attack them that way. But Villa's fixtures, like as you can see there, they've got Fulham, Burnley and Tottenham in the next 3, but then they've got City and Liverpool, so I would start thinking about selling them around game week 9 or so. But I really want to triple up on Arsenal by the time they get to kind of West Ham, Fulham. So for me, I feel like I can make it work with 3 transfers up to game week 8, and then maybe look at a wild card, because I've got some players here that I've got good fixtures in game week 7. So I've got my 2 Aston Villa boys up against Burnley in game week 7 with Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins. I've got my 2 Man United boys up against Sunderland in game week 7, Bruno Fernandes and Dorgu. I've still got my triple Spurs defence up against Leeds in game week 7. So like I've still got players that still want to play. By making these transfers here, it gives me 2 good assets that have been pretty good at the start of the season. Like City have got Burnley this week, and it gives me a strong captaincy option for the next couple of weeks here as well, if I do decide to bring Haaland in. I saw a really mad stat where I think he's got 5 goals in his first 4 games in the Premier League, and that's his worst start to a Premier League season that we've seen so far. Like his previous ones, he's got like 7, 8, 9 goals in his first handful of games. So this is his worst, like officially his worst start in the Premier League so far, which is just insane. And then, as much as it pains me to sell Salah, just because I feel like he's going to be so reliable, and I think a lot of people are thinking about selling him, it wouldn't surprise me if he bangs over the next few games where he's got Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Man United, Brentford, Villa. But I would consider selling Salah for this little run here, and then wildcarding him back in around game week 8 and game week 9. and then doubling up on both Salah and Haaland with that little run there. I feel like I've got a couple of options. I don't really love a lot of them right now, but I feel like my wildcard window is between game week 8, game week 10. So if I was to make those transfers, this is how my team would look. So defense and goalkeeper are the same. Salah out, Semenyo in, Mateta out, Haaland in. That would then give me a captaincy option of Haaland. And then because I'm not wildcarding, I could pull the trigger on the triple captain, which I really like the thought of here. That I could just triple captain Haaland, Burnley at home, great fixture. I feel like it's got hat-trick written all over it. So do I just attack this one, go for it? It also gives me 2 players that I've got better fixtures on paper. So Salah had Crystal Palace, Mateta had Liverpool. It now gives me 2 green fixtures of Burnley at home and Leeds away. 2 penalty takers, 2 informed players. Yeah, still lose my money in the bank of 1.6 to go and do something in the defence, where if I decide I want someone like an Arsenal defender, or I want to upgrade someone else, I could take a Bruno to a Saka. I could still do things from that point of view, like a Gibbs White could still go to somebody. But with that fixture of Sunderland at home, I don't think I'm going to move that right now. I could then roll my team for the next couple of weeks, get to game week 8, reassess, maybe think about a wild card, and kind of go from there. What do you think about my team? Do you think I'm missing any players? Do you think I'm kind of overlooking Salah as the main FPL king that he is? Leave a comment down below. Right, mates, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. So that's a quick look at my early team selection for game week 6, my main transfer ideas, and how that's going to affect my plans moving forward. I still think I'm set on a kind of game week 8, game week 9 wildcard idea, and not too many things are going to kind of divert me away from that. What I like about my current plan is that I use free transfers. I can play the triple captain on Haaland at Burnley at home, and then I get that chip out the way. I don't have to think about that one again, and then I've still got my 3 chips moving forward about how I can think about planning those moving forward. But pretty happy with my teams, especially my goalkeeper and defence. I think I've got some great fixtures this week. I've got a lot of players playing at home, a lot of green fixtures, I think my points total should be pretty good for game week 6. If you've got any kind of ideas or things about that you want to say about my team, leave a comment down below. Let's have a little chat. Have a good day. Peace and love.